My name's John Eister. I've been a MedJet member since 2006 and was very glad I was in 2016. My youngest daughter, Katie, and I had gone to a little Christian camp in Northern California. One of the activities was to go to a place called Shackelford Falls, and they had a nice waterfall that folks could jump off of, and instead of coming straight in, I kind of came in at a little bit of an angle and ended up with a burst fracture of my T12 and my lower spine, and I knew I was in trouble. Fire and rescue, and they came in and put me on a backboard and put me in an ambulance, took me to a hospital, and did some MRIs and x-rays and kind of figured out what was going on.
It was kind of chaotic because there's so many people, and I was kind of scared because I didn't really understand what was going on, because I knew he hurt his back, but I wasn't completely sure if he had to have surgery or how desperate we needed to get home.
They wanted to do a stand-up test to see how stable my brake was, and I asked the orthopedic guy out there, I said, how about if we do the stand-up test in Chattanooga, where if I do need surgery, at least I'll be home instead of 2,000 miles away. So I suggested that we get in touch with MedJet and see if it would be possible to have me evacuated and treated back in Chattanooga.
Within an hour or so, the MedJet attendants came and loaded him in an ambulance and drove him to the airplane. And one of the MedJet nurses stayed with me the whole time, and she walked me through the whole process and explained to me what was going on. She was just really nice, and everyone else was too.
I was probably home within 48 hours of the accident. I think two things are great about investing in a MedJet membership. First, the process when you get in trouble is very easy. You tell them what's going on, they arrange everything for you. There's no bill, there's no insurance to file, there's no cost other than your annual premium. The second thing is it was great being able to have her fly home with me. If she were not able to come back on MedJet with me, then we had a whole different logistical issue of how do you get a 12-year-old home from across the country. I would absolutely recommend MedJet. I think it lets you travel with more confidence, just knowing that if you get in a jam, that they'll get you back home.